Coming up, enhance, zoom, I get a promotion. Cabin Lord, wow. A Baby Shicken licks a husk, which I thought was wonderful. And that's the kind of thing a Cabin Lord would do.
And that's the kind of thing a Cabin Lord would do.
Let's create. Today, I'm going to be building one of the most OP gold farms you can imagine. And yes, it is going to be using Create mod stuff, but it's also going to be using vanilla mechanics too. And that's because it's going to be based in the Nether, at the very top of the Nether tower that I've been building for the last few episodes. But before we get in there, let's have a look at what else I want to do. I want to fix the elevator in my Nether tower. I want to build an iron farm as well. I want to get rich, and I want to start my main base. That's right, I want to start building some actual buildings and landscape around where we're going to be having my cyberpunk steampunk city, because currently all I've got is a subway. And you might notice I've got 109 levels, and that's because I already got rich, but we'll get to that a little bit later. First of all, let me explain what I want to do with my Nether elevator. You see, this elevator goes all the way up my huge Nether tower to Y level 200, which is right here on top of the Nether, and it also goes all the way down to the very bottom of the world, right down at the bottom of my tower. But unfortunately, due to the position of it, as much as it is a very long elevator, it's also right in the way. It's slap bang in the middle of my tower, often where I want to put things. So I want to move the elevator from being slap bang in the middle of my tower to actually being on the outside of my tower, so that I can go all the way down from bedrock and all the way up through the bedrock without interfering with things on the inside. So that's what I'm going to do first. Then we're going to go up to my workshop level, and we're going to be building an iron farm as part of my workshop in here. Or we might not be, because that could be tricky. You see, the easiest way to get iron is to wash gravel. And that's going to be very tricky, because as much as I have brought an infinite supply of water into the Nether using buckets being pushed through a portal, I can't actually place that water, so we can't wash things in the Nether. But hopefully today that's going to change, because I got a lot of comments about how I could do that in my last video, and we're going to try a whole bunch right now. So over on my creative test world, I've set up every single recommendation I got from my comments for how I might get water to place in the Nether so that we can wash things, and I'm going to go through them, testing them. And you might notice we're not in the Nether, but this should give you an example of what we're trying to achieve. One of the first comments I got was to put a slowly dripping pipe in front of a fan in the Nether, and that will wash things, but as you can see from the particles, that does not. These are just normal fan particles. These are washing fan particles. This is what we want. And I thought, well, if that doesn't work, I might try a sprinkler on top of a fan, but that didn't work, so then I thought I'll try a sprinkler in front of the fan. The next suggestion was to try waterlogging mangrove roots, but as you'll see in a little while, you just can't waterlog anything in the Nether, because your bucket of water disappears as soon as you try. I was also suggested to try ice and packed ice, and those comments probably were suggesting that I actually try and break them to release the water in the Nether, and we'll try that as well. And on that theme, I thought, well, maybe a wet sponge, but that doesn't work because the fans can't blow through full blocks. Then I was asked to try snow and snow layers, and those don't work, so I tried powdered snow. And powdered snow does work, but not for washing. This is actually for freezing, which basically allows you to turn things like ice into packed ice. So while we could set that up in the Nether, it's not particularly useful for what we need it for. Then I was asked to try fertilizer, which as you can see doesn't work, and then I was asked to try waterlogging scaffolding. So here we've got some vanilla scaffolding and andesite scaffolding, and yes, you can waterlog both, as well as kelp and sea pickles, which I was also advised for, but you'll see when we get to the Nether, the water just disappears. Then I was asked to try spouts to spout water into the space where the fan is blowing, but you cannot just get these to activate onto an empty block. They activate when they detect items that can be spouted on underneath them. So I thought I'd just push the whole spout in front of the fan, but that didn't work either. Waterlogged stairs and waterlogged trapdoors are basically the same result of what we've got with the scaffolding, and then we get to cauldrons and basins full of water, which, because they're not a full block, may have worked, but as you can see they don't. Then it was suggested suggested to try and dispense water into the Nether, but that doesn't work either, nor does dispensing water onto leaf blocks in the Nether. Then someone suggested I might try and waterlog a empty blaze burner, but that doesn't work. And there's also these things in our game called vent blocks from Steam and Rails, but you can't waterlog those either. You can colour them in though. Didn't mean to do that. Oh jeez, no, it doesn't matter, it doesn't work. But we do have a few things on here that do work. Clearly all of the waterlog blocks work, and once the dripping pipe has fully created a block, then that also works. But that's about it. So if we hop into the Nether to see if any of those work in there, you'll see I have exactly the same system set up here. And as much as the pipe drips, it does not create a washing system. It doesn't create water. You cannot waterlog the mangrove roots. If you break the ice, it just breaks. And the same with the packed ice. You can't waterlog a sponge in the Nether because it dries out. The snow layers do nothing. The powdered snow still works for freezing, but we can't waterlog kelp or sea pickles. The spouts do nothing. The stairs do nothing. The trapdoors do nothing. The cauldrons and the basins do nothing. Dispensing water does nothing. Dispensing water onto leaf blocks does nothing. You still can't waterlog a blaze thing, and you can't waterlog those. So nothing works. Now, of course, I got a whole bunch of messages saying you can just add the mod, create connected, and use the catalysts. I actually have that in my single-player series, but I can't just go adding on mods willy-nilly onto the server. It's not just my server. And adding a whole mod just to solve the problem of not being able to place water in one block seems a little bit overkill to me. I'd much rather ask my server members if they allow me to actually place water in the Nether, like this. Oh, apparently my leaves decayed and died. Well, one of these was a waterlogged leaf block, but you'll see we have water in the Nether and a fan washing system, and this isn't really doable in survival. Yes, I've got water in the floor down there because I was testing. All you need to do is just run a single command, and that water will never disappear, it will never vanish, it will even flow if you want it to. And similarly, you can use a command to place a waterlogged leaf block, although as we saw, that leaf block actually did disappear and turn into sticks, so that's probably not ideal. So if I was going to ask my server mates anything, it would be simply, can I just run one command on the server to place a block of water in front of my fan? Which I might do, but I'm sure some of you clever boffins out there will have even more suggestions for me by the next episode, so I'm going to wait for those first. Oh, and while you're commenting your suggestions, why don't you hit that like button and consider subscribing for more FoxyNoTail content? Anyway, that basically means that we can't wash in the Nether right now, and it also means that I can't put an iron farm in the Nether right now. So those two things are going to have to happen in the overworld, so while I'm here in the Nether, I might as well get on with moving this elevator so that I can build a big old zombie pigman farm on the Nether roof and have incredible amounts of gold. And while I'm moving this elevator, why didn't you guys watch this clip of when I returned to MrBeardstone after delivering what he asked me to deliver in the last episode? MrBeardstone! MrBeardstone! Ow! MrBeardstone! MrBeardstone!
Oh, Foxy, what's up?
Oh, yeah, I got your maps, but it does occur to me that as much as one of them's got the secret treasure location on it, there's not a locator map, so it doesn't show you where you are.
Yeah, something to do with compasses, isn't it?
Pretty sure. Hopefully you don't have to do that at the location where you made the map.
Well, hopefully so, because I didn't make the map. How's your gold farm going?
Well, I've just been this morning gathering a whole bunch of magma blocks because I believe that's what I need to make a vanilla gold farm.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They usually glow in the thumbnails.
Yeah. And that's as far as I've got.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's further than me.
Oh, really? You know?
Yeah, I've made my yard look nicer.
Yeah, it does look nice. Yeah.
So I did that, and then I added a bridge.
Yeah, and I see you've got a little building at the end of the bridge. I just flew into that.
Oh, because it wasn't there before.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting it, MrBeardstone.
I mean, I feel like, how fast were you flying not to be able to adjust?
Well, I got really good at flying when I was doing my bit through the Nether in the last episode, so really fast.
I see. Incredibly fast, Foxy.
Yeah.
A flying fox, some might say.
Quite.
But yeah, no, that's where I'm going to be building the start of my my gold factory, and it's going to spread out on and down the side of that hill as required. Good. Is my plan.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm just winging it, Foxy. I'm just making it up as I go along.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I've been thinking about the shop.
Right.
I've got an idea.
Ooh. Yeah. I need to reverse your text again, your audio in my video.
No. I'm not going to reveal the idea this time.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know I've got an idea. So when you're ready to build the shop, let me know.
Okay.
Let me know. But we're going to need lots of glowing glass. So make sure you've got lots of glow ink.
I have
Because I have
currently
none.
3,000 of them. I can get
Okay,
more.
yeah, that should be good. Yes. All the glow ink.
Yeah. Excellent. Well,
Awesome.
I'll go get on with my. Oh, we're going the same way.
Yeah, a little bit awkward. Yeah, it's fine.
Go get on with my my Nether project then again.
Sounds good. Go live in the Nether.
Yeah,
Foxy.
well,
I'm going to stay
I'm going
here.
to make this amazing cyberpunk steampunk city in my base, and all I've done is been in the Nether, MrBeardstone. I really need to start my base. And there we go. The elevator has been moved. It's no longer in the middle of my platform. It is now over to one side, and it goes down to all the levels it did before. And each of the levels now has internal doors as well as external doors, so that when the elevator's not there, A, I can't fall out, and B, things on the other side can't see me and shoot at me. I've also added buttons on the side with a little bit of redstone underneath so that I can call it if it's not at the level that I'm on. And there's only one more thing I need to do, and that is just to clear a little bit of bedrock from the side of the building so that, that doesn't happen. For that, I'm just going to need some pistons and some redstone blocks, and if I throw those onto there like that, hold my button down to open the rotation menu, make sure they all face down, and then remove the redstone blocks, the pistons suck back in, deleting the bedrock behind them. Although you've got to be careful when doing this that you don't click on the piston head instead, because that just deletes the piston. So only click on the back of the piston, and you can easily clear the bedrock relatively quickly, although it is a little bit tedious. And there we go. The bedrock is now clear, which means I can go up and down my elevator without hitting it on the way down. Now, there is one thing I need to do while I'm on the bedrock layer, and that is to get rid of all of this netherrack, because these are actually spawnable blocks, and by having these here, it actually means we can get gas and pigment on the roof of the nether, which isn't ideal, and that's going to be even more of a problem when we actually start building our zombie pigment farm. So I'm going to mark out the corners with these great blocks, which are not spawnable, get rid of all of the netherrack, and then just replace them with the great blocks so that I know the extent of where I can build up to on the nether roof. So there we go, all of the netherrack's gone, nothing around here is spawnable anymore, but I'm not finished with this tower yet, because I've had a comment that I really like, and in order to deal with this comment, I need to find out how big the maximum size of graffiti is that I can put on something. So let's just stick that there, click on that. If I go to new, well, let's just load any of these screenshots up that I've got. How big can I go? I can go 16 by 16. In that case, I need to design an image. And there it is, stuck on the side of the tower. It's as big as it could possibly be. Wait a minute, what is that? Let me check my file. Zoom, enhance, zoom, enhance, zoom, enhance, zoom, enhance. Looks all right to me. Let's carry on with the video as if I never made a mistake with my Photoshop and everything's absolutely fine. And I've added it to 3 of the sides of this building. Of course, I haven't added it to the 4th side because that's where my elevator goes and it will block the doors between my floors. But I don't just want it up here above the nether roof, of course. I want it further down as well so people can see it from all over. So let's hop down to the lower floors and pick an area where people are most likely to see it. And I think around about this level here should be just about good. So let's chuck a little platform down here. Click that, click yours, throw that on there. Jeez, it's big up close. I'm pretty sure people will notice that as they're wandering by, or at least I hope they do. So thank you very much, Michael Moser133. I really like the idea. Right, anyway, enough of that. It's not quite time to talk about how incredibly rich I am and way richer than anyone else will probably ever be. We'll get to that in a little while. Right now, it's time for me to talk you through the planning process that I've been through to build this gold farm. You see, I've already built it in Creative, and it works. And this is what I've come up with. It's basically a big old set of platforms made out of magma blocks with a sweeping device going around. At the very top there is an AFK spot, which I'll talk about in a second. Below that there's a windmill with a whole bunch of wall blocks, and connected to that are a whole bunch of fence posts, which we'll look at in a moment. Below that we actually have the layers of magma blocks where the piglins will spawn. Zombified piglins, sorry. And each layer has a hole in the middle, which the fences will push the zombified piglins down, and as they get get to the very bottom, they'll land on these conveyor belts, come to the center here, and then there's just a deployer, which then kills the piglins. The items that are dropped then come through these chutes. There's a filter on this one to say don't allow the netherite sword through, and once they get down to the belt here, there's a funnel that goes into the back of a backpack. There's a filter on that funnel to say don't let gold swords through, because I don't want those going into the backpack at the moment, because each one of those will take up a different slot in the backpack because of their different durabilities. So we don't want those going in there, and for now all I'm doing is I'm pulling any of those swords off the belts and sending them through into fire. But we can deal with those separately later on. All of this bit down here is absolutely subject to change, but the idea is the piglins come down, they get killed, they go in the backpack, and we generate for some reason feathers and chicken, don't ask me how, as well as a whole bunch of gold and even more experience, and we get rotten flesh too. And also we get the occasional zombified piglin head. But while I'm stood down here, this thing doesn't operate particularly quickly. So let's head into the AFK spot and talk about how this works. If I enable the Bock HUD mod, I basically set up two spheres. There's a green sphere which indicates where mobs will start spawning on the outside of it, which is why it just touches the very top of our platform, and the big old red sphere around the outside is where mobs will despawn from. So basically anything outside of this will despawn. That actually just touches the bottom of my nether tower, meaning that no mobs will be able to spawn further down in the nether, and any mobs that have already spawned in there while I've been down doing other things will despawn when I go to the AFK platform. That means the only mobs that'll be able to spawn in the game, assuming I'm the only player online, will have to spawn inside of here, and as you can see, this thing works pretty well. And there's two reasons this works well. One is we get an awful lot of pigmen spawning, and those that aren't attracted to the deploy with the sword downstairs will get pushed down the hole eventually. And as we go down onto the lower levels, you'll actually see that these pigmen want to chase the deployer with the sword, because the deployer with the sword is basically a fake player, and because that's doing damage to some of the pigmen, that makes the other ones angry, which means they will actually pathfind to it to try and get down there. And as you can see, we're getting a whole bunch of pigmen in this thing. It's a never-ending constant supply, and it works brilliantly. But I am going to be making a few tweaks and changes to it, and before I bring it onto the world, I just want to explain to you the different solutions I've had for this sweeping mechanism. Obviously, right now I've got fences that are 1 block high, but before that I had a whole bunch of different things that I tried, and some of them just had some really strange quirks. I originally started by using grate blocks, which are semi-transparent, and they did push the piglins around, but for some reason they also got stuck to them, particularly the ones lower down in the mob farm that were trying to run towards the deployer. They would just get stuck on the very middle block and they couldn't move, which made things a bit of a nightmare. So I decided to swap the entire thing out for fence posts, hoping that would work. But they still managed to get stuck on the very central fence post for some reason, and when there were so many of them just stuck hanging around there, it actually massively reduced the rates of this farm. So I decided to change things up, and instead of having everything connected through the middle of the farm, instead I connected it around the outside of the farm, removing that center fence post completely, and by doing that, the entire system worked. Now, there are occasionally some things that just don't get pushed. They just refuse to even move, which is a bit weird, but those guys generally tend to despawn after a while, or they'll pathfind somewhere, and it's absolutely fine. They don't cause a massive issue. But the majority of things do get pushed by it, and they do end up falling down the hole, and that means eventually they'll get minced by the deployer with the sword, and because that sword's got looting 4 on it, we get even more drops than we would do in vanilla. And rather than starting with a rate test, let's talk about how we can actually maximize the amount of gold we're getting from this. Of course, like I said, we're using the looting 4 sword. This sword also has smite 5 on it because the zombified pigmen are undead, so it kills them more quickly. And now I've added the sweeping edge 3 enchantment, which should make it even better. So would smite 6 and sweeping edge 4. So we're going to have to go and visit Silent Whisper to get some really good enchantments on it on the real world. Another way we can make our gold supply slightly better is instead of just burning all of the gold swords into the fire, we could have those dropping onto a separate belt. We could throw a fan at the very end, drop some lava in there, and providing we've got power to that fan down there, that will then just burn those swords and turn them into gold nuggets, which will then go inside the backpack. Now, the other problem with this is, of course, we're just getting gold nuggets in here, and I really want to store either gold ingots or even gold blocks. And I'm sure I'll get a bunch of comments saying add a compacting upgrade to the backpack, but as I've mentioned a couple of times now, we've got most of the upgrades disabled on this server, so I can't do that. And we can achieve that with something a little bit like this, although I'm sure I can minimize this and make it a bit tidier, but basically the swords will come down here and get turned into nuggets. Everything will go into this vault. Nuggets will be allowed to come out of there and get pressed into ingots, and everything else will be allowed to come out through there and go into the backpack. So that should do it. So let's just empty out this backpack, make sure we've got nothing in our inventories. Let's give this thing a test. Now, currently I have mob spawning turned off, so nothing's going to spawn, which means I can get to my AFK spot, enable that command, and then just set a timer for 10 minutes and see how much stuff we get. And here we go now. And looking at the system, it is working. The swords are getting smelted. Everything else is coming through here. The nuggets are getting pressed. So I guess now I've just got to wait. Okay, there are just 10 seconds to go. I'm ready to turn mob spawning back off again so that we can have a fair test. In 3, 2, 1, now. So now all I've got to do is go and see what we got. We got that, which is not quite as much as I'd hoped for, but that works out at around about 1,368 gold per hour, which is around about 21 stacks of gold per hour, which is not bad. We also got a ridiculous amount of experience, so we'll be able to go into competition with Blockdown and his experience shop, and we got a whole bunch of rotten flesh, and with the rotten flesh we could make compost or dog food, so there are uses for it, but I'm pretty sure we're just going to throw it out. Anyway, I'm interested now to run back through the replay of that and find out exactly where those chickens are coming from, because I think we're getting zombie piglin chicken jockeys, maybe? Oh jeez, cue the memes. Yep, we are, and whilst the zombie pigmen are immune to the heat of the magma blocks, unfortunately the chickens aren't, so we do get a few bits of chicken and feathers. So all I've got to do now is get this built on the server. Then like I said, I will be making a few changes to how all of this works to tidy it up a bit, and I'll be making a few minor changes to this as well, mainly to remove the holes in the side to stop the baby pigmen falling out, and hopefully to do something to stop the baby pigmen from just completely glitching through the fence. I don't understand why it can't push them at all. They just go right through it. Now, in order to get it on the server, I am going to be using a schematic and the schematic cannon just so everything is in the exact right place when I blast it in, but like I said, I'm going to be making a whole bunch of changes, so I've still got my work cut out for me.
So, locator maps.
Yeah.
All maps by default on Java are locator maps.
Oh, so why didn't it show where you were on the map then?
Because they have a max range.
Oh, oh dear.
oh dear indeed. And for a level 0 map, do you want to know what that range is?
256 blocks.
It is exactly 256 blocks, yes. So I'm going to need you to go back out there with a compass.
You what?
And a lodestone, because they don't have a max distance. He's just going to have to follow a compass.
Oh my God, I got to go back out there? You're going to have to give me a lot of rockets.
Yes, I did say if you had to go back out, I'd supply the rockets for you. You're going to need to make a lodestone, so you're probably going to want another compass.
How do we make a lodestone?
You just need to turn 8 of these into chiseled stone and then wrap them around a compass.
Oh, is it not netherite anymore?
No, it's nice and easy now. So you can use them for decoration and pretty things. So you'll need to make a lodestone, bury that next to the chest with the other compass in.
Right.
Click the lodestone with that compass, and then bring that compass back to me.
Right.
And then you'll be a cabin lord.
Cabin lord. Wow.
I think this deserves a promotion. Because I'm making you travel quite far once again.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Beardstone. Appreciate it.
Well, how's your gold farm coming along, by the way?
Well, in my creative test world, it's coming along perfectly. I'm literally just getting all the ingredients I need for my cannon.
Fancy. I've finished mine.
Well, good job.
It produces
how many an hour does it make?
Not any. It won't be making anywhere near as many as yours, Foxy.
Well, I just want to know, just for comparison's sake.
I don't know. I haven't sat there for an hour counting them.
But you do it for 10 minutes and times it by 6, Miss Beardstone.
10 minutes. 10 whole minutes.
Yes. Go and do that, and then come back and tell me, okay?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
All right, do it 5 minutes and times it by 12. Gee,
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go and empty my storage, and I'll come see you in an hour. I'm gonna go and have some lunch.
Yeah. Wow. Bye. Now, what I was actually doing was I was about to go through all of my raw iron and chuck it into my crushers, as well as my raw gold and chuck that into my crushers. Ah, not my backpack. Whoa, that was close. And of course, my raw zinc as well. Not that I need to, I just thought it might be a good idea to get some things processed while I'm in here crafting a bunch of stuff. But because I can't wash this crushed raw iron anymore, because I don't have a washer set up in the Nether, I have just set up a very, very temporary, basic, easy peasy one back at my subway station. And with a couple of extra chutes and chests, we've now got all of my zinc and all of my gold and all of my iron ready to go through the crushers. And because we get so much out, I've also added a whole bunch of extra chests and chutes in so that this thing can empty itself out. And the other thing I need to make while I'm here are more blocks of weathered iron. And that's why I was sorting out my iron, because the way I do that is on these saws. And the reason I need blocks of weathered iron is because I actually need to turn those into these weathered iron grates, because I need 5,000 of them. I also need 6,000 magma blocks, but as I mentioned to MrBeardstone earlier, I did spend this morning actually just tearing around the Nether with my pickaxe, gathering a whole bunch of those. Oh, and it looks like I'm already going to have enough without having just made all of that weathered iron, so that's good. Oh, geez, we've got more than enough, over 10,000. And now that that's done, hopefully a whole bunch of my stuff will have been crushed and I can go and take that to the overworld to go and get washed. It has many things. Now, I actually need MrBeardstone wherever he's gone off to, because I want to take him to the bank. MrBeardstone! 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 Where is he? MrBeardstone! I did say he was going to go off and get some lunch. Well, when he comes back, he can be at the bank. Come here, MrBeardstone. I know you're waiting for your mob farm to do things, but I need to show you something. And here we are, arriving at the bank, MrBeardstone. I know you're still not there at the moment, but that's okay. You can just be a passenger for a moment. A silent passenger, just the way I like you. Pop you down there, sir. Now, MrBeardstone, the reason we're at the bank, you're listening to me, not listening to his AFK. The reason that they're at the bank is because MrBeardstone has 4,444 diamonds in the bank, and that just won't do, which is why I spent a few hours this weekend grinding with my tunnel bores to get as many diamonds as I could. As a result, I now have many, as well as the 749 I've got in the bank. So let's make a change to this, shall we? Just take a few of these out here, like this. Go to the bank, deposit them all, get some more. Go back to this, deposit them all, get some more. Go back to this, deposit them all, get some more, deposit them all. Yeah, we'll just deposit the last ones. And there we go. 7,823 diamonds in the bank, which makes me the richest player by a country mile. Oh, MrBeardstone, when you get here and see this from your AFK session, you're going to be so impressed with me. You're going to be like, oh, how did he do that? And look at this, look. We're miles ahead of him. Almost 3,500 diamonds ahead of MrBeardstone. That's incredible. Right, anyway, MrBeardstone, I've got to go because someone sent me on this stupid mission to go all the way back out to the end of the earth to plant a lodestone. Goodbye, MrBeardstone. It has just... Oh, I need to be down here. Anyway, it has just occurred to me that I've just left MrBeardstone completely unprotected at the bank. Things could spawn at night, and that could be a bit of a problem for him, so I should probably grab this as quick as I can. Oh, jeez, there's so much of it. So many XPs. Go and make sure he's safe. Oh, jeez, MrBeardstone, always looking after you. You do get yourself in these precarious situations. Whew. Good news, he's still exactly where I left him and he is still alive. That's good. What we're going to do is just block him in here with a little bit of gravel and then he'll be perfectly safe. I guess now it's time for me to get on with my mission. And this time, I'm going to do it the sensible way. So you're building a gold farm? Well, I know Mr. Beardstone gave me a mission. I want to be cabin lord. Very important to me. Lord of the cabins. What? But I leave you at the bank. How did you get there? Miss Beardstone? Well, this just won't do. Sir, you're supposed to be at the bank. Miss Beardstone? Oh, he's gone again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What's up?
Did I take you to the bank? You had a nice day out. Lovely.
Yeah, I realised why you took me there, so I know where I'm starting next episode.
Ah, yes. How do you feel now? You've got a lot of catching up to do, Miss Beardstone.
I mean, I feel like your drills are out in the open, so...
What drills? Gotta go. See you later.
Bye.
Quick, hide the drills is gone. Hide the drill. What? Where are my drills? Has he already taken them? Or did I leave them down my mine? I think I left them down my mine. Whew, I did. My goodness me, I thought you were gone, guys. Can't have Mr. Beardstone doing really good work with my nether tunnel board things, whatever they're called. Nether tunnel board? Yeah, but shut up. Leave me alone. No, I think they'll be pretty safe down here. I can't imagine we'll ever find them. Anyway, on with the mission. You've said that like 3 times. I know. Well, I can do it now. I'm gonna go back to the Nether and fly across the roof this time. Okay, for this mission then, the first thing I need to do is set up a couple of waypoints. We'll add one for my tower and one for my destination. Now I should be able to just look. There we go, and see my destination. It's 20 kilometers away in the Nether, and that means yes, that is 160,000 blocks away in the overworld. Oh, jeez. Let's go. So the trick here is to fly really high up into the sky. Around 1,000 blocks should do it. And then we can just glide to our destination. Now, we probably won't make it all the way gliding, but this should save us on a whole bunch of rockets. Well, we're about halfway there now, and I'm about to hit the Nether roof, so let's fly back up again. Another 1,000 blocks should do it. There we go. And now we'll just point at that again, and we should be set for the rest of the journey. Quick Elytra health check. Yep, that's doing pretty good. So let's just fly. And here we go. We're just about landed, roughly where we need to be-ish, because I've made a massive mistake. You see, when I put this waypoint in, I forgot to add a minus sign in front of that direction, which means actually I'm 40,000 blocks away from where I really need to be. What a moron. I flew north and I've been flying south all that time. Oh my goodness me, right? Please. There goes another 20 minutes. Now, you might be wondering why I'm walking along my subway tunnel, starving to death, holding an obituary with my latest death 162,000 blocks away behind me. Did I complete the challenge Mr. Beardstone set me out to complete, or did something happen? That means I've got to go back there and try again. Yes, something happened. Something rather terrible happened. I managed to get back across the Nether to the correct location, build a portal, and go through it. And it was night time and there were a few mobs about, so I popped myself a bed down, went to sleep, and then I noticed there was a Baby Shicken right next to the well where I needed to be. But then I noticed the Baby Shicken had taken interest in a husk. So I sat and watched as the Baby Shicken chased the husk and followed him until the point where he was even giving him a bit of a lick. But because he was clearly unable to reach, I gave the husk a little bit of a push towards the chicken, who then ate the husk, which I thought was wonderful. Until it ate me. But good news, peeps. I've just got to do the slow hop and jump up the steps to my subway, and then I should get my spare Elytra out, my spare rockets, my spare food, and I shall try and do the whole thing all over again. Ooh, I've got burgers. Give me a bunch of rockets and my Elytra, and why have I not got no spare Elytra in my storage system? What? Where have they gone then? Let's go check in my actual storage. And they are non-stackable, so if they're going to be anywhere, they're in there. So why couldn't I see that? Have I not plugged this into the system properly? Did I forget to put a stock link on it? I did. That'll be why I can't, and I can't get a stock link now because they're in my backpack. So I have a Elytra in here, but I can't get them out. Huh. Okay, I have a plan. Hop along through here. If I was to, I was to break one of these. Please give me the item when you break. Pretty please, with sugar on top and a cherry. Dang it. Got anything in any of these that would help me? Did have a spare wrench. No, I don't even have anything I can make a funnel out of. I've got kelp. I just need andesite. I'm sure I had andesite in here somewhere. I do. One. 1. I have brass, but I'm pretty sure I need an electron tube in order to make an andesite funnel. And a bunch of redstone just here, and I've got quartz. Now I need paper so I can make sandpaper. Well, I guess I could probably go and find some sand, he says. I live in the most luscious area imaginable. You're telling me there's absolutely no sand in here? Well, I got red sand. That's fine. I have no paper. I have 2 pieces of tree bark. I do have wood, and using this wood, I can craft some sticks, craft myself a cutting board, craft myself an axe, grab some logs, craft up my rose quartz, place my cutting board down, put my logs on, give those a strip, turn that bark into paper, turn that sand and paper into sandpaper, yes. Now I just need to rub my quartz, and now I need iron sheet, which we can do. It's not a problem. Need to go back to the Nether. Oh yes, make a split storage system, FoxyNoTail. Put it in the Nether where it's easy to access everything. Shut up. No, don't leave me alone. Go down to my workshop, put my iron in my press, grab my pressed iron, turn that into an electron tube, craft that into some funnels, go back to my storage, and just stick a funnel on there and get everything. Hopefully I'll get my Elytra before my inventory fills up. Or not. How much stuff is in here? Oh, there's so much stuff in there. Just give me a... Oh, it's out. I got it. But I can't get rid of this now. I didn't think this through at all. Oh, okay, we're going to have to smash this eventually. Shouldn't take too long at all. Any minute now. There we go. Then we can put another one on, facing inwards, and then we can click all of the things that we don't want into there, and hopefully do that quickly enough that the other stuff that we need doesn't despawn. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That makes life tricky for me now. I can't click that very easily. I can't click that. Oh, jeez. I'll tell you what, let's just put these sugar boxes down and just fill these full of rubbish. We'll deal with it later. Okay, so we've got enough rockets, we've got enough food, but this is not going to get me enough distance in the overworld in order for me to actually fly there, because it's not enchanted. So now what I need to do is go back to the overworld yet again, go down to my subway, and do my best to convince this driver to take me where I need to go without having my packages. So we're going to have to get rid of your schedule. We're going to just have travel, an S-Foxy starter base, and then I need to give you that and get on the train very quickly. Go. No! Ah, I did it! Yes! And back here, the plan is to do some trading with my villagers in order to get an unbreaking book. However, I haven't brought anything with me to trade, and my storage system is back at my... Oh, my goodness me, I'm so dumb! I need 31 emeralds and a book. I've got books. I trade books and water bottles. Anyone want any water bottles? Of course you do. You're all librarians. You won't want any of that junk. Right, you guys, any of you want water bottles? Would you like some water bottles, sir? No? You take water bottles. There we go. We're rolling now. We've got 12 emeralds. And after one quick trip back to my base to get a whole bunch of wood in order to turn that into planks and sticks, I've now got everything I need for my unbreaking book. So I can pop that onto those Elytra, and now I can actually get where I need to go. Jeez, that was fun. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't fun. Not even a bit. Probably make some basic tools while I'm here, just in case. And now I'm ready. So here we are, once again, traveling towards our destination, high above the Nether roof. And hopefully this time we'll actually make it there and not die to a baby chicken. And finally, we're getting close once again, and this time I'm actually going to record as I go through the portal, rather than just assuming that everything will be okay. And here it is, the portal that I placed previously. Please don't eat me as soon as I go through. How hard could it be? What could possibly go wrong? Right, there is no... Oh, it's still there and he's clocked me. No, this is bad. Oh, jeez. I've got to get my stuff back. Can I lure him over here? Lure him this way. Baby Shicken, that's it. Come see me. That's it. This way. Away from my grave. Come on. A little bit more. That's it. Keep coming. I'm going to look directly at you so that you get all angry at me. There we go. Lovely job. Right, now I'm going to fly away and just go around him to get back to my grave. And hopefully, apart from the spiders, everything should be all right. I've just got to break it. There we go. I've got my stuff. And I've got my jetpack. Let's go. I just need to sleep. Give me a bed and give me a place where there aren't any... Ooh, an azalea tree. Perfect place for a little nap. Nothing's going to spawn on here. Lovely job. Right. Now we're going to equip my bow as well as some arrows. Get my bed back. Should have left that there to set my spawn just in case. Right. Where is that baby chicken? I will find you and I will kill you. There he is. All right, you're directly under me. Ah! I got him! He's dead. Excellent. Right, now I'll just get that husk over there. You, sir, don't want you wandering around near my death marker. Thank you very much. There we go. That's you taken care of. Is there anyone else that I need to take care of around here? No, it doesn't look like it. Excellent. Good. Wonderful stuff. Right, next, I need to remove this death marker while I remember. And now all I need to do is craft myself a lodestone and do something with a compass, apparently. Okay, let's craft ourselves a couple of compasses, craft ourselves some chiseled stone bricks so that we can craft a couple of lodestones. Now all I need to do is go back down in here where we left the barrel before with the thingy in it. I guess it would make sense to have that barrel above the lodestone, so let's just dig down by the side of that barrel, get underneath it where the banner is, throw the lodestone down there. Then I believe you just click it with the compass. You do. Let's just click a few just in case. Let's put the sand and sandstone back in so no one would ever know we've been here. Yes, the compass is pointing towards that lodestone. That's good, which means my work here is finally done. That means it should be just a case of hopping back through this portal, which, yes, I am going to leave here because I don't want to destroy it. And yes, that's brought us back to the nether roof, so all I gotta do is just fly back to the tower again. And here it is. We have made it just in time for me to build a gold farm. Well, we're not on the server yet. We're still in my test world, but I have made some significant changes to this gold farm. The main one being that it's now inside of an extended version of my tower so that it actually fits the build and looks a lot nicer. Inside, there's a whole bunch of changes as well. The platforms are pretty much the same as they were, but we've now got a whole bunch of lava in the corners to push any of the baby piglins and piglins that weren't getting pushed by this towards the middle. I've also changed the fence design slightly to make it a bit better so it doesn't stick on the outside of the building, and now it gets every single piglin that spawns in here. Going down through the levels, I've also changed a whole bunch of what's going on down at the bottom where we're actually doing the killing. We've got the sword now sticking up through the bottom instead of coming out from the side, and that means that everyone tries to get to the very center of this rather than over to one edge, which means they fall down a whole bunch better. We do get a couple of items scattered around in here sometimes, but that's okay. That's just when they're taking fall damage from falling down too high instead of being killed by the sword. In order to collect some of those items though, we do have hoppers underneath the ends of the belts to push any of those loose items down into the chute, and we've also got another little deployer here punching because occasionally a piglin can glitch through the glass and ends up trying to get to the sword just there. It ends up standing on that block, so we've got a deployer here just to punch that to death so that it doesn't take up the spawn cap. Over here we've got our system for melting the swords down into nuggets, and it's got a few more fans on it so it happens a lot quicker, and that's because we don't want this vault backing up with broken swords, preventing the items from getting out. And speaking of items, the rest come out of this funnel here and this funnel here. This one actually allows both golden nuggets and experience nuggets to come through and get pressed, and that means that we're only getting blocks of experience in our backpack now, as well as just gold ingots, saving us a whole bunch of space. So that's that system sorted out. Eventually I do want to get this block of experience actually turned into liquid experience so that we can create a hyper enchanting system, but that'll have to wait for later. The other significant change I've made to this, that I should have made earlier on when we were doing our rate testing but completely forgot, is to add looting to the sword. The sword before for the rate test didn't have any looting on at all. Now it's got looting 3, and later on it'll have looting 4 when we go to Silence Workshop and get ourselves a special book. But that means we're getting even more drops than we were before. We're getting even more piglins than we were before, and overall it's just a whole bunch better. So there's no time like the present. We need to take a schematic of the top part of this tower and get it blasted onto the server. And back on the server, before I do that, I actually need to fix those issues inside of my storage system in case I have any more accidents. So first of all, I need to actually get some stock links configured again, and we actually need ones over here on there and over here on there as well. So we've now got access to those items. I need to tidy up this horrible mess that I've made, and I also need to break the shulker boxes and get their contents emptied into the storage system. And there we go. After shoving everything back into the storage system, we should see that we can have access to our Elytra from our storage now, which means it's all gone back in and gone back in the right places. Right, now, I have quite the checklist of items to go and gather for the extension of my nether tower, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time gathering all of that, and also I need to go and see MrBeardstone and give him these lodestones. MrBeardstone! 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 He's not AFK AFK. Where is he? Wonder if he's back over at his starter base. Mr. Beardstone! Mr. Beardstone! Mr. Beardstone! Ah, Mr. Beardstone.
Hello?
I finally have your stupid lodestone compasses, and I need a better upgrade than Cabin Lord for those, because that was an ordeal.
Why? Surely you just had to go back to where you went before. It's fairly straightforward.
Yes, I did.
Go to the Nether.
First of all,
go to where you need to be.
I went the wrong way, so I went 20,000 blocks one way. So then I had to fly 40,000 blocks back the other way in the Nether, right? And then when I got there, a Baby Shicken ate me, so I had to come back here. Craft new stuff, find an Elytra because my storage system was broken, get it all bended and enchanted to get back there.
Oh,
Again,
amazing.
It's not amazing. So I've worked hard for those stupid compasses.
You did. And that's the kind of thing a Cabin Lord would do.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well done,
Mr.
Foxy.
Beardstone.
Well done. No, that's very impressive. So wait a minute, I thought the plan was to put them like 20,000 blocks away in the overworld. Did you fly 20,000 blocks in the Nether?
Yeah, and then pop out in the overworld. So it's 120,000 blocks away in the overworld.
120,000 blocks.
Yeah, is that okay? 160 actually. Sorry. Is that okay?
Oh, he's going to have to buy so many rockets. This is amazing.
Yeah.
No, that sounds good, because obviously this doesn't tell him how far away it is. He's just going to keep flying in that direction.
For a long time.
For a very long time. Yeah. And his RV is not even 1,000 blocks away.
No. Well, I'm enjoying that side of things, Mr. Beardstone, but I don't like the missions you send me on. Can I have some more piratey ones that don't involve 20-minute flights?
Yes, you should rob the richest person at the bank.
That's me.
And then give me all their diamonds.
It's me.
Yes.
No, different job.
It's worth a try.
Well, I'm almost there. I've just got some waxed oxidized cooked copper to go, and I've run out of that, so I'm just turning a whole bunch of cooked copper into that, using these spouts and a deployer with a bit of honeycomb, and they're getting creative for me in there, albeit very, very slowly. And while I'm waiting for this, there is another little contraption that I'd like to set up in order to process the ridiculous amount of nuggets that we now have. There's no way I'm going to sort all that out by hand, so let's just grab that backpack, hop back down to my workshop, and let's just make a very quick and easy little base and press system, just like that. And with this filter that's on here, I can basically just throw my backpack on top of there. That's going to take all of the nuggets out, and they should start getting pressed any second now. There we go. Although it appears that these funnels are a little bit slow, so let's just swap those out for some better ones. There we go. And now we're generating ingots. And so while I'm waiting for all of that, I might as well go to Silent Shop and see if I can get my hands on some very, very good books. And here we are, arriving at Silent's base. Oh, and it's open now. Can we just go in and buy things? Pick out the book from the store. 32 diamonds a book. Jeez. Okay. We definitely want looting 4. We do want sweeping edge 4, and we want smite 6. I believe we can put sharpness on it as well. And I think that's about it. So we'll send those. Light on means more payment needed. So I guess, do I put my payment in here? I do. Okay, that gives me 2 books, right? Okay, that's another 2 books. That's another book. And there we go. We've paid for all of the books. Wonderful. Now I need to put these on my sword, which I didn't bring with me because I'm smart. So I guess I'll go and get that and then come back to add the books to the thing. Oh, jeez, I'm a moron. Second, put books in the thing you want to enchant. Third, take item after notes play. First, put 1 item to enchant. Well, that's all backwards, isn't it? Okay, well, there's my sword. Let's start with smite 6, so let's just throw that on there and wait a very long time, and there we go, that's that done. And that'll do. Right, now that that's done, it also looks like my press has... Oh, it's not finished, it's just full. Okay, how many nuggets have I got left? Still an awful lot. But the good news is, my copper is done. And that means I can finally get this gold farm built. Okay, let's throw these 2 backpacks back down. Throw all of this waxed copper into there. Throw the sword into there and check the checklist. Yep, everything is ticked. That means it's time to blast. No, I still don't like that cat. It's a really weird catchphrase. I don't like it. I won't use it again. It's time to blow. It's time to cannon. It's time. I'm just gonna just quick time lapse, I guess. And there we go, the cannon is done. However, I no longer have an elevator because I had to remove it so this thing could actually get built. And it hasn't placed any of the lava inside this thing either. And it seems it's going already without even having the thing spinning round in it, just because one of the pigmen happened to get in the way of the sword. Now, I don't actually know if it is collecting any items yet. We've got no lava in it and we've got no backpack. But are we getting things in there? No, because the deployer doesn't have a sword. So what we can do is hop around here and give the deployer a sword. If I can't, stop it! I can't reach it. I'm gonna have to kill all of these pigmen. This is bad design. Will you look? You are irritating. Spin this round out of the way for a moment. Get in here, give all of these pigmen a chop. There we go. Now it has a sword. Wonderful job. That means we can spin that back round and get this system finished off and all of the lava where it needs to go. And there we go. A couple of minutes later, all the lava is now in on all of the different levels. The machine has its sword, everything set up, so we should be able to just turn this thing on and start producing a whole bunch of gold. Let's go and find out. All we need to do is go up to our AFK spot, stand on the little platform that we've got here, and engage free cam and see exactly what's going to happen. Here we go. They're starting to go down. They are getting hit. Now they all want to be down there, and geez, that was a lot of pigmen all going down at once. They're going down. This is incredible, and they're all going to the end, and they just get killed so quickly. That sword is incredible. However, it kills them so quickly that they don't actually get angered by it, so we're not getting the anger mechanic. We are sometimes, but it's not as fast. So perhaps having Smite 6 and Sharpness 6 on that sword was not a good idea. I think I need to go buy a new sword. Actually, I don't need to buy a new sword because my sword doesn't have Smite on it. It does have Sharpness 6, but hopefully that's not enough to one-hit kill them. So if I swap that one out for my sword, hopefully that'll do the job, as it's still got looting 4. Let's go back to the top and find out. Pigmen are running towards the center. This is good. Yes, it seems to be doing the job it needs to do, and we've got many pigmen down at the bottom, constantly being got by that sword. It is killing them very quickly, but as long as it doesn't kill some of them instantly, it should be okay. And yeah, it's working. We're getting loads of pigmen in there. But how fast is it? We need to do a rate test for that, of course, which means I need to go back down to the collection system again, wait for all of the piglin that are currently in there to come through and for everything to empty out. There we go. They seem to have stopped coming through. Let's empty out the backpack. Run back up to the top very quickly and see what we get. Start the timer now. Well, exactly 15 minutes have gone by, and I know exactly how much is in here, but as you can see from this shipping container, there's still nearly 2,000 gold nuggets in there, so I'm going to wait for all of that to come through and get processed, and then we'll know exactly how much gold we got in 15 minutes, and then I can work out per hour. And so it's a fair test. I have spun the deployer around so it can't kill any more piglins. So we know we're only getting the stuff that happened within that 15 minutes. And there we go. The new press system is in. All of the items have gone through. But how much did we get? That much. 1,454 gold ingots and 1,090 blocks of experience and 10,000 rotten flesh. That's almost 6,000 gold ingots per hour, or just over 90 stacks. That's a lot of gold. Very, very quickly. I can't wait to tell Mr. Beardstone. But before I go and tell Mr. Beardstone, I need to change these signs. Because as much as I like the fact that it says FXNT Mega Corp, pretty sure that G must stand for something. Which of course it does, because now we have an epic gold farm up there. That G stands for gold. The FXNT Mega Corp of Golden Industry. Amazing. See, sometimes mistakes can work out quite well. Mega Corp doesn't mean anything. Well, it's a bit, I've fallen down. Does a bit means something. A bit. Ooh, it's so sparkly.